Okay, this is going out just to one fellow who's talking about ELENIN, and I can't remember everything about ELENIN, but I was basically the first one that ever came out to say 11.9. And one of the things about 11.9, okay, is that in order to create 11, you must put 2 and 9 together. It creates 11. 1111 is another story. Anyways, I don't want to jump around on you, but you mentioned 111-33 X spot tsunami region. Now my question is, where is this? If it's anywhere near the Baltic or the Mediterranean, both the Baltic and the Mediterranean have elements. It's hard to understand. I'm from a different world. I just see things, everything different. I know in Monopoly, the reason I explain this to you, and I get all these things from all the games, horse racing, pool balls, the colors they have, what they add up to. In pool, the 1 to 7 only adds up to 28 by just adding only the numbers, but the higher balls in pool, 9 to the 15 ball, you add the 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 together. Okay. Well, anyways, let's forget about how I get to this. Okay. One of the reasons for 11 is because red God and yellow God came together. One stood in front of one. One is a yellow energy, okay, that God needed to control to create a beta world. Now, when you put 1 and 1 together, you get 2. Well, beta is that 2. She makes all creation. Instead of having 1 across from 9, like the planet of Mercury and the planet of Pluto, you now have 2 across from 9. Okay, but everything that Venus does, okay, passes through Jupiter and on over towards Pluto, because Venus is an even number. And if you look on your telephone, it's as simple as that. You'll notice where she is and what she has to do to get over. When Venus has to get over to 9 on the phone or to 7 on the phone, she goes through 5, and then she breaks her legs to the right and breaks her legs to the left. At the same time, these are the letters and numbers of 7, N, and Z that create the 40 spots in the Monopoly board, in which only the 4 corners are removed, because those are the columns of God, okay, which are on the 4 sides of the cards here. Man's column is actually right here and right here. It's the Jesus cross. Now, one of the reasons, how can I explain to you, this world is a world of 1111, okay? When you take your phone and you go 1 across to 9, it's 10. When you go 3 across to 7, okay, it's 10. But the passageway, okay, is the 5 key. But it's known as the one spirit, okay, because the first key, the original, right, you build the basis on your life, and everything goes back to your life. Okay, so you are the number 1, but in the 5 position. That's where it is on the phone. I'm going to try and figure out exactly what story I want to tell you about ELENIN. It's a pilot, a satellite, they're iPods, the moons are all electronic, they're all satellites. When you look at the playing cards, all the queens are holding flowers, okay. Mercury, okay, gave all his power over to Beta, to the number 2, to create everything. It's the electronic world. God creates in his own world. That phone is a landline in our world. All landlines are very important in this world. It's the 11 that runs under the ground, and the hydro posts above us, the wire that heads over the ground, and the 2 of them create another 11. It's not mysterious. It's about the phone. It's all about the phone, the tic-tac-toe, and colors and shapes and lines and dots and stuff. So how did we get to 11.9? So anyways, 1 was opposite of 9. Okay, no, excuse me, 1 and 9 makes 10. Once you pass through the spirit center, okay, you have to add 1, because you're either adding the 1 of God or the 1 of the 2. The 2 element comes into effect, and it's counted as a 2-5. The center is 5, but it's a 2-5 center, or it's on the left, and it's the 1 penny. Now, if you look where they put the penny sign on the penny, okay, you'll look that it's on one side. But the 2-5 for beta, because of the 2 on your phone, and the 5, she works together for man. We're the deer. So if you take the Canadian coin, you'll see it says 25 cents in the middle, 2 and 5, because the 2 uses the passage of the 5. Okay? Now 5 and 9 in craps, their payout is the same thing. Okay? They each have a count of 42, so they mean the same thing. 9 is the 9 months of birth. What was the birth? We gave birth to a man of 6, man, 4 angle, and the 1 connect, make the 9-11 of ELENIN. When you say 111, okay, if you go to the roulette table, okay, 16, 19 are red on red, they connect and create an 11, okay. The 17 and 20 connect, and the 18 and 21 connect. And that would make a 111. And so big deal, it's just 111, right? But the numbers counted all together are 111. And isn't it funny that 11 times 11 is 121? 1 for 2 for 1? Well, 1 for 2 for 1, okay, means 1 of the beta planet, 2 of the 1, which means 1 and 2 is actually 3 on one side and 3 on the other side. Another way to look at it is, you see this here? Each triangle is separated, 3 and 3, okay? You're 33. In the center, okay, is the X. X marks the spot where the 33 connects, okay? So since the X marks the spot, okay, you automatically have to draw a line across. And we were taught in Roman numerals and in math to do this, because this is the connection line of man and angel. It makes the cross of Jesus in here, but I'm showing you the basic. So now you have 7 positions in here, and the reason for 7.7. The other thing about 11, okay, is, or 111, I'm sorry, the thing about 111 is that if you continue 111, 222, 444, 666, and continue on, do you know what number you stop at and you bump into? 1776, the Spirit of God and the Spirit of man, all together in one. The cycle has come around to time. In Monopoly, you would look, it would be Pennsylvania and short lines are coming together. Okay, I just read into everything. Another thing I want to show you for Central is the Mercedes sign. Okay, it's 120 degrees between each one. And what happens, okay, with that is, you see those sticks I made on the hourglass here? Okay. Well, when it says it's 3 sticks, okay, I'm going to show you how it works. 3 sticks. Okay, you see these 3 sticks? They connect the islands. Okay, then the islands, 3 sticks, they connect to the core. So everything is working. Not only that, but the minute you have an element in between, okay, we always draw a line. It can't be more than a certain distance because of the creation of this world. So ELENIN is, I'm not sure what, the ocean floor might split and Atlantis might come out. The Mississippi might split because of the line and the division, okay, between Highway 65, 11, and 55. 5 and 5 is 10, add the 1 spirit. But 55, okay, is a total equation. On 55, okay, you have to minus 1, okay? You understand how it works? It's like this. Freedom is 55. You go to the left, you're in the O world, your 55 is now 54, which makes 9. You take your 10, you go to the right. It's basic in Roman numerals. I'll show you it this way. Here. Roman numeral, X and 1, 11. X minus 1, 9. There's your ELENIN. X marks the spot. Where's the spot? Well, it's usually in the center of the X, in which normally will always create a design and tell you a specific place, because the matrix is made that way. And whatever they're doing out there with military, well, it's like Moses. When they went out and said, we're going to kill the firstborn Jew, well, it all reversed and went against them. Well, it's the same thing now in ELENIN. Whoever's planning to do evil, okay? Because we are the angels. We are the heart angels of the green light, of the yellow energy of this earth. We are empowered by a beta electronic system that runs this whole world. God can do what he wants. He can pop up where he feels like, because a shadow, okay, is the difference of light. And if there is light, there is an energy, and it's yellow, and God can show up in any background he wishes. You want to know anything about Halloween? You want to know why Halloween? Well, Halloween is in the 10th month of the 31st day. Total 41. Okay, there's many ways to do it. But if you want to go 41, just count 41 in your phone. From 9, go back to 1. And the 41 ends up in the center after. In Rubik's Cube, it would be the first Rubik's Cube. And it'd be the first Rubik's Cube into the second Rubik's Cube. And 41 would be the center in here. Okay? Before you get to the middle of Rubik's Cube, you count 13 blocks. And that's the middle. You count 12 if you stay on the side. Anyways, I said enough. There's many ways to look at ELENIN. One of the ways is this way. It's the crown of ELENIN. These are the connection wires of how the total system is set up. Do I think I know? I don't know what I know. It's just my designs and everything fits together good for me. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much. And ELENIN, yes. John Lennon. John Lennon, how many years ago is it? 1963, 48 years. 4 by 8 is 32. That's 3 and 2 is 5 is an exit. 4 by 8 is 32, 4 and 8 is 12. 32 and 12 is 44. 44 means 4 angles of beta and 4 angles of God. And that design is basically here. 4 corners, okay, and here's man's world in between. Beta is up on the top, but there has to be another dice like this that goes around on the outside, because man's world's on the inside and the connecting wires are all on the outside. So if you want to know why 11-9, when a pound key has 9 positions, but 11-9 because there's an 11 that stands up. In a tic-tac-toe board, to divide 11 numbers, there's an 11 standing up dividing these 11 numbers. Well, they're all coming home. This is an electronic system. Within 3 years, this whole world will change. Okay? According to my calculations, October 4th, 2014, there's a conscience change coming into the world. And in order to have that conscience change, we need something to happen now for the conscience to even think of changing. We're in control of the conscience, but the totality of all man is not. Or at least if there's too many above the line, well, you know what happens. Everything tips over and falls. Be well, my friends. Hopefully, whoever is going to be in trouble, excuse me, I didn't finish with one thing. The Mediterranean. Check the color out. It's the 9 horse in thoroughbred horse racing. It's a birthplace, the salt. It has to do with birth. The Mediterranean, the Baltic Seas, the Philippines, has to do with creation spirit because of the color of the water. It's I don't know if I want to say it's a heavy navy blue compared to an ocean of the Mediterranean, but they fit together in the same family. It's an extension between 1 and 9 connecting in this world. That's the reason for those two. And not only that, you have to roll the dice 41 times in Monopoly to get there, which is in the center of Rubik's Cube. So I try to bounce everything off of something else, and it usually brings me back to the center of the X marks the spot. But what was the question about X marks the spot? What did you want to know? What's going to happen? I don't know where it is, but you know what? The day after tomorrow, and all these Hollywood movies, what you're doing, all your buddies in the million sites, no one can see what I see when I close my eyes and I rise to the heavens in the middle of my dream. Everything is like so real, it's insane. Be well, my friend. They call me MrTacpans's. The number is from Nebula NGC 7286. Study it. You'll see there's a beehive out there. There's all kinds of activity happening out there. It's part of the world that's creating our world right now. NGC 7286. Pegasus, if you didn't think she existed, she's a horse. Zeus, okay, is the Mediterranean. And why I say Zeus is the Mediterranean, because the Suez Canal is actually Zeus, and whatever. There's just so much. There's just like you have so much. It's just like another world, eh?